What's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. You know, a lot of times men invest in women in a way that leaves them on the hook for total destruction in the event, in the logical event, in the likely event that the relationship ends. And the more you invest into a woman, the more you lead yourself to believe she's invested into you as well. But here's the problem that men don't understand. The only thing that separates most quote unquote good girls from bad girls is chance and opportunity. And somebody sent me a video that is a prime example of this. Actually, it was a post on IG where this guy, whose fiance of 8 years was a singer, and Drake promised her a recording contract. So Drake flew them both out. And this is according to the guy, allegedly. Drake flew them both out, and unbeknownst to the guy, Drake cut his fiance. And he's really upset. I mean, he's, complaining about Drake and saying this and that and all of these things. And I know that we can easily say, well, Drake's just being a man. No, that's not being a man. We have to stop excusing certain behaviors and say, well, that's just what men do. Because they're always bad behaviors. You never have to say, well, making money is just what men do. You know what I'm saying? You never have to say, being honorable is just what men do. It's always when something negative happens. So let's say this did happen. The biggest problem is that the guy is complaining that Drake slept with his fiance instead of complaining that his fiance slept with Drake. There's two sides to this coin, and we'll cover them both. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. Now, the reality of the scenario is this. If you're a man and you have a fiance, let's keep in mind that your fiance is the one who is supposed to be loyal to you. She is the one who is supposed to be dedicated to you. She is the one who's supposed to understand the union and commitment that you two share together. Not some random guy, regardless of who he is. Successful, popular entertainer or not. You see, the problem with a lot of men is this. They are too trusting of their woman. And I am telling you, and I tell you men all the time, you can only trust a woman as far as you can see her. So when you blink your eyes, you can't trust her when they close. When they open again, you can. I say this all the time. The problem is many men start to think that their woman is going to be the different woman. Their woman is going to be the woman who's not going to be that way. Their woman is going to be the woman who's not going to represent that. And then they find out the hard way that their woman is exactly the one who's going to represent that. Now, I will say this. As a celebrity, popular man who knows that you are in a position that there are women who fantasize about being with you and you are a lot of women's fantasy, you have to take the responsibility upon yourself to respect brothers as well. So if you know that this is this man's fiance and they're introduced that way, as a man, you have to not cross that line. And it's a difficult thing, especially if this woman was throwing herself at Drake. And I'm going to be honest with you, that is very likely what happened. Very likely. But here's the thing. Drake has to be the one to say, okay, I invited her on business. This is a business arrangement. Unless he never had any plans on signing her in the first place. See, men have to understand, you don't know your woman until an opportunity comes to do something that you may not agree with that'll benefit her tremendously in a way that you can't benefit her. See, he couldn't sign her and give her any major recognition. He couldn't put a stamp on her career that would blast her into the stratosphere, even if for just one song. And we've seen Drake do it over and over again. Blast someone through the stratosphere for one song because he's on it. Here's the issue, man. The real issue is that this man is shifting all of the blame to another man, when some of the blame has to go to his fiancée. Now, according to the word of God, it is up to us as men to stand on principle and make sure that we don't allow women and their propensity to be misguided by evil to influence us to follow their lead. So if this woman came on to Drake and he succumbed to that or submitted to that, he followed the woman into sin. He followed the woman into this egregious behavior. And many men in this society don't want to look at things from that angle. They always want to say, well, blame the men, blame the men, blame the men. Hey, man, if you are a leader, you are the blame. If you are a leader, you get the glory in the win and you take the bumps with the losses. When you watch NFL teams, if a team doesn't win for an extended period of time, who gets the axe? The coach. A mediocre quarterback can go through 3 coaches before the team finally says, okay, let's get a new quarterback. You've never seen a coach go through 3 or 4 quarterbacks and still stay on the hook. They give you one quarterback. They let you pick your quarterback. And if that quarterback doesn't work with you, you are gone. And that quarterback gets a chance to play with another coach. 2 quarterbacks is the most that a coach is going to get and never win. Leadership is leadership. So in this scenario right here, it is up to Drake to be a leader. It is up to Drake to show that he can stand on principle. But it is also up to this guy, this fiance guy, to understand that you had no business putting this woman in that position in the first place. See, here's the problem with men. We allow ourselves to be pushed off the mantle when it comes to elevating a virgin wife to a trophy status. And these women who are not virgins, who have played the game and been out here having fun all the time, they want to try to guilt trip a man who says he prefers this woman to be a virgin. They got all kind of reasons, all kind of excuses, and all kind of, shaming language. But the bottom line is, we want our woman to be a virgin because we don't want a woman that's been traipsing around with these other dudes. Because we understand the energy exchange that takes place. We understand the Jezebel spirit that creates in you. So in this scenario, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The woman is at fault, but Drake is also at fault. Even greater fault. Because as a man, you are supposed to stand on principle. It irks me when I hear men saying that women should be the one to stand on principle. Why would they stand on principle now? They have never stood on principle. Principle wasn't even made for women to stand on. Women were meant to be dominated, guided, and led, because if they're not guided and led, then they're all over the place. Do you think if Eve was right beside Adam, Satan would have came in and tempted her away from doing the things that she needed to do? No. But Adam was too free-spirited. The same thing with this guy. He went and let Eve go around another man, and what happened? This is just the nature of the woman. The only chance you have in this world of having a woman that you can lead, fully lead, and keep her away from those particular avenues of deceit and deception is if you are her imprint. And I'm not talking about rewrite the imprint like these simps be talking about. I'm talking about her imprint. If you are not the one, you don't have a chance. Because no matter how long you spend with a woman, no matter how much time and energy you invest in a woman, no matter how good you make a woman feel, no matter how positive the energy is that you give a woman, no matter how much you pedestalize a broad, no matter how much you diminish your own value in order to make her feel valuable, no matter how much you go without the things you want from a woman in order to keep that woman who's not giving you those things, when chance and opportunity present themselves, a woman will capitalize on what she has to capitalize on in order to benefit herself in ways that you can't benefit her. Nothing is ever enough for a woman. She wants what you're doing, and she wants what you're not doing. And then when she gets that, there's two things that neither of those men are giving her that she still wants. The 80-20 rule doesn't apply in a woman's mind. She wants 100%. 80-20 in a woman's mind mean if I get 80% of what I want from you, I'm going to get 20% of what I want from him. She wants 100% regardless. And here's the problem. This same woman will go into life, and then when her mental issues from being this way start to affect her, and she has to be on psychotropics like a large percentage of American women are, then she'll turn around and blame this fiance guy and tell the world how much time she put in with him, how she had his back all of this time, how 8 years of her life is thrown away because after 8 years, the man just left her over nothing. We know how they minimize and trivialize their actions. And that's what a woman will do. So to the brother who is out here going over the internet, man, doing all this crying and whining about this broad, man, let me tell you something, homie. Drake may have crossed the line with your woman, but your woman did what she wanted to do, because not once did I hear you say anything about force or being drugged or anything. All I heard you say is that Drake slept with your woman. But let me tell you something. The real way to look at this is your woman slept with Drake, knowing that you had dropped 8 years into her life, man. And I know what kind of support you gave her, man. I know what kind of support. Just the fact that you were going out here with her to go out here, man, to see about signing this deal. Let me tell you something, brothers. There are many men in this society who have attained a level of success and notoriety, but they can't get over the time in their lives where women treated them like dirt. You hear men talk about it all the time, and they never can get over it. And it governs their behavior and their interaction with women in the future. And many times makes them weak for the temptation, for the pull of being lusted after by another man's woman, or any woman for that matter. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto.